Well, hey. Somebody. Anyway, 4 of us here right now. I don't know where Chris is. There's Chris. And there's our favorite cousin, Callan, the professor of C2C.
Yeehaw.
So I think someone needs reintroduced here because he hasn't been on the show in so long. I don't even know if anyone knows who he is anymore. He is.
Mess around?
Yeah, I know. Mess around. No, he is actually an original member of the Four Bros radio show. That's really how long he's been part of the show. We're going on the 5th season now. So, anyway, take it away, Dragon Viper. Reintroduce yourself.
I can't hear nothing. Okay, now I can. All right. Yo, what do you want? How do you want me? I'm Dragon Viper. And one of the OGs of the.
You like spaghetti.
Yeah, I do like spaghetti. But yeah, anyway.
Oh. All right.
I also wanted to say I used to have shows on here, and I'm gonna end up probably being on more shows again. So everybody, watch out for me on those.
Watch out is the truth.
Yes.
We were talking about how long everyone's known everybody before the show started. Callan wasn't part of that conversation, but of the people on this show, the people I've known, the person I've known the longest is right below me on the show. That's Mess Around. I can't even count the number of years. I know it's been at least 15. I don't know how many more than that it's been. It's been at least 15 years. And then Dragon Viper, we settled on 8. He said 8 wasn't close enough to 10. So, whatever. I guess we'll settle on 8. Whoopity-doo. But then Big B and Chris I met around the same time. Actually, I think I met Chris first or Big B. I don't even remember. But I remember when we were on another network, Big B was our number one fan. Watched every show, and we brought him in to be part of Coast to Coast. So that's how that happened. Chris was an original member of Coast to Coast. And then Callan. And then Callan came along. We discovered Callan. And I've been a fan of Callan's and all this great stuff that he does. So, and then we could talk about ages. And I believe Mess Around's the oldest, followed by Big B, and then me, and then Dragon Viper, and then Chris, and then Callan, I think. Callan's the youngster on the show. Can we believe that? He's the youngster on the show.
To be going on 30 again is what I'm sure all you guys are saying, right?
Holy crap. Yeah, we were talking about that before the show. Like, I just turned 39, which means I'm pushing 40.
Yeah.
To think about 10 years
Viper,
ago.
What?
How old are you, Viper?
I'll be 39 on the 29th.
Nope, I'm the oldest.
He's exactly 3 weeks younger than I am.
I'll be 46 on the 22nd.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
You know what's funny is that when you're a kid, you sit around and I just want to point this sign out here behind me about this. And remember, when I was a kid, I would never have told you that I'd be sitting here talking with my friends at 39 years old, having a good time with my friends. I never thought I'd make it that long. There were some dark times. And so I'm just saying, you've got this. Don't forget it. You've got this every day. You can keep going. If all of us can keep doing it, you can keep doing it too. And eventually you'll be as old as all of us. And that's not a bad thing. I think you learn a lot more about life after 18 than you do in school.
True.
Well,
And-
we always had that conversation with ourselves too. If I go back and tell my teenage self this, I would. So
But would you?
I
But
would, and I would
I
smack
wouldn't
my
listen
teenage
probably,
self
but
upside the head.
And you wouldn't listen though. Like that's the problem. I think that's the problem with most teenagers is you can't just stop and listen for a minute to what your parents are trying to tell you.
yep.
And just a little story to start the show off here. I went and saw my oldest over the weekend. She now, for the first time in her life, lives by herself, away from me, away from her mom. She's going to school. She's 20 years old. Show up there, and literally the first thing she's like, "Can we go get something to eat?" And while we're at the place eating, I'm like, "When's the last time you had a meal this good?" She's like, when mom was here. Like, yeah. So she's learning a lot about it sucks to be an adult.
Yeah.
And you learn that lesson pretty quick.
Yeah.
And it's endless. I mean, when I'm sitting there, we're sitting there having the meal, and I'm just listening to her like, "Did you know that I'm trying to go to school and then I have to come home and I have to do laundry and clean the house and make sure that the garbage is taken out, and then I have to pay the electric bill and the water bill." And I'm like, "Oh man, welcome to the real world." And I got some bad news for you. You're going to be doing that 30 years from now too.
Yep.
So, hard lessons being learned, but enough about that. But remember, you got this. You can make it. I'm proud of you for making another day. I know all these guys here on the panel are proud of you for making another day. Reach out if you need some help. Hell, we can have a virtual beer together. I'm fine with that. I'll open a beer. You can
There you
open a
go.
beer, and we'll drink it together while we talk. And just tell me to shut up and listen, because I can be a good listener sometimes. Usually not when it comes to Dragon Viper. I usually pretty much tell him how I feel. Well, I pretty much tell anyone how I feel. I don't usually hold back on that. But anyway, without further ado, let's start tonight by talking about the one subject that a man wishes he knew more about and just can't seem to get it down. How about those women, guys? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know what to say. I really just am for a loss at words sometimes. Now,
Yeah.
we love them, and we can't say we don't, because we do. But sometimes you're just like, damn. I know for sure of everyone on this panel right now, the one person that I can agree with every word I'm saying is mess around. I know that. Yep.
That's a fact. Sometimes, less is more. Don't say anything at all. But we as men, we don't know how to do that. It's just not, at least me. I don't know when to stop, when to shut up. They just keep going and
just
digging
look
that
at
hole
my
deeper.
Facebook post recently.
I was going to bring that up. I was going to ask how that went, even posting that on Facebook, because I know how that would have went in my house. Oh.
Yeah.
What's that? What are you talking about?
I'm
So
getting there
what
all
are
the
you
time
talking
to
about?
do it.
He put the post on Facebook about how you should go to your bed and wake your wife up and let her know that it's time for her to get up and make you breakfast, and you take the eggs and the bacon and stuff into the bedroom with you in a pan, and let her know it's time to get up and make you breakfast.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Who did that?
Well, Big B said he was going to, and I said, if you do, we need the video because we'll be number one on TikTok tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Yes, I will. Once I go get breakfast stuff, because we don't really shop and eat breakfast around the house that much, so it's so it'll be one of those things. So restaurant, I'll put it in the Fort Burrows chat. You'll have to look at it, but yeah, I'm getting dared all the time to do it. Oh, I dare you to do it. I'll come from such and such state and slap you if you do it. But hey, why not? Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So it says
I mean,
expert marriage tip. On your day off, bring your wife breakfast in bed. This lets her know it's time for her to wait to make your breakfast.
good luck. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know if that's smart.
I mean, so here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to say. As of right now, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the two gentlemen all the way to my right, probably you're left from where you're sitting, but Chris and Callan, right, are both single at the moment, don't have a woman, right? At the moment, no fault of their own. Anyway,
No.
they're even shaking their head like that does not sound like a good idea. Callan, thoughts?
No, that is not the best ideas. That is for sure. That's not how it's going to work.
I got one for I speaking of memes and things we put on Facebook, I actually have one for mess around that I want him to confirm for me. Dragon Viper's probably seen this too because he's been with us when we're doing this before. If we start drinking and I say I can do a backflip,
Don't do it, please.
somebody please stop me because I can't. Trust me, we all tried. It didn't work out.
Yeah, it doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work. But let's say let's say it was pretty fun. It was pretty fun to watch.
Not to do, but to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So then, and now I want to put out PSA, and I want to tell you that don't be this person. Please don't be this person ever. You guys are all going to shake your head, and I'm telling you, you're going to be. This is going to blow you away. You're not even going to believe this is a real thing, but it really happened. So someone stole, and this is not me personally. This is someone else telling the story, but someone stole my debit card, went and spent $60 on dinner at a restaurant, and left a $4 tip on the card. Like it's not even your card, and you left a $4 tip.
That's bad. Everything of that sounds bad.
I mean, you think like you don't even have to pay for it, and you can't leave more than a $4 tip to somebody?
Well, yeah, that would. I mean, you're right. You don't have to pay for it, but in the long run, that person that helped you, and you got the tip, may have to pay it back. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know how that would work.
it's not even your card, man, and you can't leave more than a $4 tip. Like that's the sad reality of the world.
It is.
Don't be a bad tipper, please.
Yeah.
Those
And
kind
don't
of
take
things.
somebody else's credit card.
Well, I mean, that's beside the point. I'm not taking
Well,
someone
yeah.
else's credit card, Chris.
Right.
But
No, I know.
you're not going to stop that, though. People are going to do what they want to do. By the way, did you hear Dragon Viper about the new cologne that Dak Prescott came out with?
Yes,
I'm
I
asking-
saw it on Facebook.
Oh, you did? It's called INT for those nights when you don't want to score.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dragon Viper bought a gallon of it.
I'm sure. Well, if he did have a gallon of it, he wouldn't share with the rest of us, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, he had a gallon
Well,
of
probably-
Fireball and he would share it with us when we were camping. So
Oh,
You know.
But
that's
the thing
right. I
is,
wouldn't.
he probably fumbled it out of the store anyways and dropped it.
maybe. How about what's your guys' favorite? Do you have a favorite? Let's start with that. We'll start with Callan. Callan, do you have a favorite quote?
Ooh, favorite quote? Man, that's a good question. Man. Honestly, I think my favorite quote would be, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but it's right on the top of my head. To whom much is given, much is expected. But it's always been one that's been like always like on my mind or at the forefront of like kind of like in my thoughts mainly 9 times out of 10. So I'd go with that.
All right. Dragon Viper.
I mean, I know I have so many, but I can't think of any right now.
You mean it's not Dominique Mysterio?
Dominic Mysterio. Dominic
God.
Mysterio. I'm
No,
shocked it wasn't like a Rick. I'm
thought
shocked it
Dragon
wasn't like
Viper's
a Rick.
quote was Rapunzel, let your hair down.
I'm shocked it wasn't like a Ric Flair quote of like, to be the man you got to beat the man, or just saying woo every other minute you turn around.
Yeah, no. Not Ric Flair's not one of my favorites, so I wouldn't even use his quote.
Okay, so you're sure though that yours wouldn't be like, to beat the man, you got to beat off the man?
Wow.
Wow.
All right, mess around.
You're on mute, big fella.
Gotcha.
There we go.
My favorite quote. Simple. You just need to be green. Kermit the Frog. Isaiah wouldn't know who that is, though.
Exactly.
Crispy.
If you're not first, you're last.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Ricky Bobby.
Well, hell, Bobby, I was probably high when I said that. You could be second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh.
Hell, you could be last.
Shake and bake.
All right, Big B.
So this is funny because it actually happened at one of our pig roasts, and I just thought it was the funniest thing my cousins ever said. So, a family friend, I call her Aunt Rocky because she was married in the family, but anyway, so she goes up to my cousin and goes, "Hey, Jeremy, I think you work with my daughter." And my cousin, what I was going to be, you're going to have to narrow it down because I know too many daughters.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm
That's a
just
good
like,
one.
you got to be kidding me. So, yes. I mean, but a famous quote, no, there was one that Phil Jackson just said, and actually I did it for work building thing. The team strength is each member of the team, and each member's strength is the team. So I know I butchered it, but it's something along the lines of that. So, just a good team building quote. I've always liked that one.
Well, you know what the funny thing about that whole thing is, Big B? You talked about a pig roast. That's how we know you're from the Midwest, for one.
Yep.
And then you turned it back into butchering. That's the second way we know that you're from the Midwest. My quote is Cody Rhodes' goalpost monologue.
It doesn't say Dominic Mysterio. I don't care, sir.
I have a few quotes that I go by, but one that hangs in my desk in my office as I walk in every day, and it's to the right, and as it sits there, it says, "We're born in one day, and we die in one day. We can change in one day. Anything can happen in just one day."
Yep,
I dig it.
Hey,
that's a good one.
I like it.
It's kind of the words I live by. Like we can change our entire world in one day if we try. I'm really pissed I didn't win the Powerball. If I had, we all would not be sitting right here. You all would have got invited to go. Well, quite honestly, wherever the hell we wanted to go. Yeah.
Well,
The
that Powerball was won in the lovely state of California too. So maybe a guy in Square 6 might know somebody that won it and just not telling us. I mean,
Now somewhere by LA, which isn't a big surprise. That's where always the goddamn thing is won. Seems like anyway.
I actually had a funny quote. It's
Okay.
actually a song, but it's so great. You're a fucking bitch. I hope you know that shit. You can never trust a hoe, and you learn that quick.
Well, thanks for that.
yeah.
I love that song. You gotta check it out. It's a badass song.
I'm not denying.
No, I
guess
think all our funny quotes though comes from mess around anyways when he's trying to get on Four Bros and he's yelling at his laptop and tells me to shut up.
Yeah. Hey. So news
She's
segment.
laughing.
What is your so I call these shower thoughts. Now it doesn't have to be something you think about in the shower, but that's usually where you think of weird random ass shit, right? Because you're in the shower and you're typically alone. Maybe not if you're Callan and you meet someone for a night that we don't get to do anymore, so we'll have to live through Callan on that one. But I'm just saying, shower thoughts for me. So the last one that I had, you guys tell me if you've had one like this, but my question was, why is it easier to fall asleep on the couch unintentionally, but I can't fall asleep in my bed intentionally?
I've seen that.
I was thinking about it. I'm like, but why is that? Why is it that way?
Actually, I did post that.
I'm just saying, right?
Maybe it's because you like you're so comfortable and you're not really thinking about sleeping. You're just watching whatever, and then next thing you know, you're sleeping and you wake up a couple hours later.
I mean, okay, that could be. Yeah. Anyone else got any of those shower thoughts? Those thoughts that you're just like, why is it that way?
I try to keep my mind blank, so
Well,
That's not hard for you to do.
nope, it isn't.
I mean, I'm glad that you said it because, yeah, I am.
No, I mean,
But
I guess not recently because I've been married for so long now. But I guess when I was single and stuff, it's just like you get yourself ready or going out or whatever, and you're like, okay, if I see a good looking girl or a good girl to talk to, I'm gonna go talk to her. But yeah, you never do because you get stage fright or get whatever bashful or something. So
I don't know what
for you
that's
guys
like.
that are
I'm sorry. I could not hold it back when Dragon Viper said he doesn't know what that's like. I've told those stories. People have heard those stories. Chris, give us one of those thoughts you've had in a private moment when you're just like, Man,
When
why
will
is
the
it?
Cowboys win the Super Bowl so I can stop hearing about it?
that too, but
That too.
I don't know. I haven't really had any lately.
Did he
All right.
just do a cartwheel to get out of a whale a pitch?
Wait, what?
What
I was watching highlights on Sports Center.
Okay. I was like, what in the hell sport are you watching?
I was watching. There was a highlight of the top 10 plays, and in the Texas games, the Texas Ranger batter got thrown at by mistake, and he did like a cartwheel to avoid the pitch.
Yeah, but he still got hit.
He still
Savage.
got hit by the pitch, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that. That was entertaining. Callan,
Great diamond drop in.
give us one of your shower thoughts.
I really, honestly, I'm like Randy. I try to keep a blank mind when that happens, but believe it or not, that's actually where I got the idea for the whole Press Row podcast. Was one day was like, I read all this content from these two websites, and I want to do a different spin on if I do a podcast project again. I'm like, I'd rather talk about something like this because, I, as busy as I am with work, like I don't really get a chance to watch games like I used to, where I'm getting pulled in, getting pulled to this college or this place or that place or whatnot. I'm like, as often as I read stuff from Front Office Sports and I get their daily like newsletter in my email, I'm like, let's try a different angle. And that's literally where I got the idea, was one random day in the shower. Like, let's try a different angle on a podcast project. And there we go. But 9 times out of 10, it's like Randy said, blank mind, but also a lot of times when there's a game to work, it's kind of like me getting back into my playing days when I played sports, was like kind of getting in the frame of mind for the game. Like, I hope that the game goes off great, that we win. And, I'm at my best or near my best to do what I do, and everything goes off without a hitch. And more importantly, that we are able to get a win and we can entertain a bunch of people. But, 9 times out of 10, it's mainly blank mind, or in some cases, like, okay, it's game day. Like, you have to kind of start getting yourself pumped up and kind of get yourself ready to roll.
Sure. Makes sense. Dragon Viper already said his mind is blank, which isn't any surprise because it probably is blank most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you hear him like moving his head around. You can hear it just clank, 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 clank back and forth in there.
Well, either blank or full of like
Bullshit. Yeah, we know.
pretty much.
Spaghetti.
Mess around.
Oh, geez, shower thoughts. When I'm not killing babies. No, just kidding. Usually,
Thanks for
usually
that.
think about weird stuff like jobs and because lately I haven't had a job, but I just recently got one. But I just usually think about random shit like with family and things I can do to make my family life better, and just odd shit that I think about in the shower.
Okay.
Okay. I
What?
do have one for you, J-Mac. I do.
All right. Okay.
I'm wondering how I have had the same job for 10 years.
I wonder that too.
I can't say that I haven't thought of that myself. Saying is how when I worked with you, you told me I'm not a lifer, and here we are 10 years later.
Yeah, I don't understand how that happened.
Well, we'll save those comments for off the air because I have a pretty good idea. But here's one that I actually never thought of until someone pointed it out to me. But you know how much it's changed now going to school versus when we were kids?
Oh god.
So think about it. In 1993, and Big B can definitely get behind this one, being from the Midwest. 1993. You get up in the morning, first thing is you didn't find out via text message or phone call that school was canceled. You had to watch it scroll across the bottom of the screen like the NBA draft. Okay, that was the first thing.
I've had to deal with that. Yeah.
And then the second thing was, especially in the Midwest, they'd be like, a tornado may or may not happen today. So when you go to school, go in the hallway, put a book over your head. And by the way, we're having pizza for lunch.
Yeah. Or it's like we're gonna have a fire drill this week, but they don't tell you when or what day or that.
That always used to creep me out. Not the fire drills, but like if we would do lockdown drills, that always like made me like my heart would skip a beat if it was even though knowing it was a drill, because you don't know what, like Chris said, you wouldn't know when it would happen. I do know that my senior year of high school, we had one day of class or one day of school canceled because there was a statewide power outage that was not resolved till like 4:00 the following morning. So the day got wiped off the board. And then after I get out of high school, because of how the weather can be in Southern California during, like August or when school goes back into session, if certain schools didn't have air conditioning, they would be out for the whole week, basically, until the temperature subsided. It's like, where was this when I was in school? Come on now.
Yeah, we just talked about that, Greg.
Yep.
Slightly behind as far as that goes, but you are right. You were right. Soft these days. By the way, Dragon Viper, we're gonna play word association here for a second. I'm going to read a phrase, and you're going to tell me who on the show we're talking about.
No, great.
And you can include yourself. You know that little voice in the back of your head that tells you not to do something?
Oh, yeah.
Mine bets me $5 I can't.
That's something all of us, I think, would say.
Well, me.
Well, I mean, that's where I was thinking, so I'm glad you got that.
When do I not, or when do I actually not do something when told not to do it?
Don't tell me that, Dragon Viper.
Well, I mean, we may need to consult the lady for that one to find out, because I'm sure that she'll have something to say, because they always do.
I'm gonna bring Brock Lesnar around and tell you not to slap him and see you do it.
Never mind. I take that back.
To the table.
I take that statement back.
Right, because yeah. Yeah, you probably should. I'm just saying. Because you know how well that's going to end for you. How well it always
I do have to say, though, when you bet Dragon Viper, he pays up his bets, because he had to go buy a Riddle shirt after they won the tag titles, and he wore it one shirt one day.
Yeah, it was a rated no, not rated RKO.
RK Bro.
It was RK Bro shirt, and as soon as I wore it that one day, I gave it to my mom, and now she has it.
Wait, your mom now has your shirt?
Yeah, she has the rated or the RK Bro shirt. Because I didn't want it. I didn't even want it, but I lost the bet, so I paid up on that bet, and then that was it.
Okay. I mean,
and I watch what I do now I'm watching what I do now, because yeah,
you totally picked up what I was laying down there. Anyway, Callan, I want to get your thoughts on something. I saw something before the show, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, because you do a lot more of the press row and a lot more of the analytical side of things. So I was going to ask you what you thought. Last month, Snapchat announced that they were laying off 1,000 to 1,500 people because of the emergence of AI in their business. Today, LinkedIn announced that they are laying off close to 1,000 people because of AI. My question is, and give us some thoughts. Spend a couple minutes on this if you want. Is this going to happen more and more with technology companies finding out they can use AI instead of actually having to employ people?
And JMac, it's actually a
Oh,
very.
Tim beat me to it.
Yeah, we're not talking about practice. We're talking about artificial intelligence. But Tim did, in fact, beat Brandon to the punch, though. But no, JMac, it's kind of a very like touchy subject in a way, for the fact of, as I think everyone on the show knows, that Hollywood's been stuck in labor disputes, and they've been on strike since early May over the use of artificial intelligence, and it's been costing our state like $6 billion in economic impact from the studios from the studios kind of being shuttered. Repeats of programs have been on television. I know that like just recently, like CBS finally got the green light to run like Price is Right new seasons of all their programming essentially, but there's still like no set deal in place. And having friends who work in the greater, LA County, Hollywood area basically, and work like as stunt doubles, voiceover actors, stunts people, stunt coordinators, and that their livelihoods really depend on studio work. And I know one of them has been going through a bit of a difficult time financially because of him losing his job with, I believe, with a like photography group, and he's been able to get more opportunities with stuff like that. But we're kind of entering a little bit of like a gray area, though, I'd say, with like AI becoming a thing, between LinkedIn laying off folks, Snapchat laying off folks. Like it's becoming a bit more and more like, in a way, it makes me feel like, oh, so this is exactly what happens in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. It's us versus artificial intelligence and against machines. T1000s and 800s and T1 trillions and stuff. Where's Arnie? Where's Robert Patrick? Where's Eddie, Eddie Furlong at? Where's Linda Hamilton at? All that good stuff, basically. But yeah, I mean, I think I look at it more from a scope, though, of like friends of mine who work in Hollywood who've been severely affected by the strike because of AI being used over their own talents. Friends of mine who might be dubbed like cosplay influencers, they've only been able, or in response to the strike, they've only been doing certain like series of stuff for like Star Wars or Marvel content because of the strike. And it's all boiled down to AI, though. And, this is going to be something I think is going to linger for a long time, because I think that we're kind of beginning to see like the early rise of AI, like more and more like commercials have been made for it. I know that Chat GPT has become a big thing because kids have been using it to kind of in a way commit plagiarism and get by in school, and things like that, or, academic dishonesty has been a thing. So even though it's one thing that like AI is rising, it's always going to be like 90% accurate, but won't be able to replace like an actual human doing certain positions. Like, even though it's great that, that we have this it at our disposal, but it's not 100% accurate. It still has its flaws. It still has its, its strengths and weaknesses. So though it may feel like we're all kind of in a way being singled out because like, algorithms and AI are becoming a thing, it's still going to be like a long time before it becomes fully mastered, I think. And I just think that AI for me just more so makes me think of friends of mine who've been affected up in Hollywood with, with all the studios getting shut. They've been at the negotiating table. They were close. They had a deal in place. It got taken off the board. It's almost in a way reminded me of like baseball and football and basketball going through CBA negotiations, where this has been lingering since like the first 2 days of May. And here we are in mid-October. So 8 months, not 8 months, but like 4 months basically of like 4 or 5 months of like, where are we at? Picket lines. How do we support the studios? How do we support the actors? How do we support those who are striking right now between the writers and that sort of stuff? And then also like, like J-Mac said, though, about me looking at analytics again, the fact that Hollywood has cost California $6 billion in some sort of economic impact is startling. And I think that despite the fact of what has happened with AI and with the studios, kind of in a way, thank goodness for Taylor Swift and Beyonce for bringing their stadium tours here, because it really has, in a way, injected a lot of much needed revenue and economic impact to, not just LA or Orange County or San Diego or the Bay Area, but really injected a lot of needed life into, the entertainment capital of the world here, basically, here in Southern California. So say what you want about Taylor Swift and Beyonce and all the publicity that they get, though. But at the end of the day, though, where we have, the movie and TV industry right now kind of up in arms right now and kind of hanging in the balance, the concert tours of anyone who comes here kind of in a way helps offset that, but it doesn't quite, have that full impact, though, of like, Paramount dropping a new film, or Walt Disney Studios dropping a big film, or Paramount, Universal, Warner Brothers, what have you. I know that Warner Brothers has their own issues right now that they're getting out of doing regional sports coverage right now. And all that's a different story for a different day, though. But, AI is good and all, but it's not going to fully, I think, truly take hold. Like, it's good for right now, but there's going to be flaws. The equations are not going to add up right. The algorithms will always be like a degree or two off from being accurate and stuff. But it is, though, a little concerning seeing, though, that like people who've been at these companies, whether it's LinkedIn or Snapchat, but like the numbers, like, man, 1,000 people, 1,500 people getting laid off, LinkedIn laying off people because they think a robot can do, a job that we've all been doing, for example, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years better than us. Though that AI is a thing, there's still going to be some kind of you have to have that human element still involved. It's a lot in a way like baseball wanting robotic umpires. You still have to have that human element involved in some way, because even the robots are going to get something wrong eventually. But that's basically where I stand on my ground right now.
Yeah, there's something to remember. AI. I'm glad you brought up Terminator 2, because it's definitely the best sequel of all time. Maybe behind Godfather 2, but it's arguable.
Agreed.
But it is really, really. Terminator became a blueprint for what our future is going to be like.
This I can get behind right here.
McDonald's should have AI to make sure the ice cream machine doesn't break down. Not only that, they really should have AI to make the hamburgers where when I open my fish sandwich, my cheese isn't stuck to the side of the box.
Oh, yes, that's the worst. That is the absolute worst.
Because somebody didn't know how to put a piece of cheese on top of bread. And then they want to get paid $16 an hour to do that.
Happening down here in Southern California pretty soon, I think. Maybe more.
Yeah. I got to say, so real quick, my birthday was last weekend. Yeah, last weekend, the 8th. So I flew back to see my uncle, spent some time with my cousins back in Wisconsin. Yeah, I was close to you, Big B. I was in the Midwest, down in the bottom half of Wisconsin. Down in Kenosha, Wisconsin, near Chicago.
On Wisconsin.
Okay.
Between Chicago and Milwaukee.
Hey.
Anyway, one thing I was going to say is, mess around. Would you believe it if I told you that we're in a car and the light turned green, and my cousin literally sat there for, yes, near Racine, Tim Hendricks. Yes. Anyway, he sat at the green light without going for like a full 4 or 5 seconds. And you know what happened? You know what happened? Huh?
Someone honked at him.
No, nobody honked.
Was he stoned?
No, but we were in the Midwest and nobody honked at him. I was like,
wow.
Dude, in Oregon, you have a quarter of a second. That light turns green and you're not going. Someone's blaring their horn behind you.
Yep.
Come on, the meat is running.
Right? He pretty much told me, and Big B, you could vouch for this if you want, being from the Midwest, but he basically told me that we're actually lucky no one got out of their car and came to the front and made sure we were okay. Like that was more of a reaction than honking at somebody at a green light. I don't know. It's kind of crazy, the difference.
Yeah, Oregon sucks when it comes to that.
In fact, I was making Callan, you'll laugh at this one. I was making a phone call at work to try to talk to someone about their business, and I misdialed. I don't know what I was doing. I got the area code backwards. Okay, so someone in Iowa picks up instead of Oregon. And he's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on today?" So I tell him why I'm calling. He's like, "Well, I don't think I can help you out. I'm in Iowa, but how's your day going?" And I'm like, "Well, it's going all right. How's yours?" And he's like, "Yeah. Well, I'm just sitting here at my desk. But hell, if you dial the number wrong again, call me back and we'll have a conversation again." And I'm just like, "Dude, that's how you know you didn't call someone in Oregon, because they would have just hung up on you."
Yep.
Spam risk
Oh,
and telemarketer.
Someone in the Midwest will sit
Car
there.
warranty.
Someone in the Midwest will just sit there and talk to you like you're not even a stranger.
Wow.
Love it.
got a great story if you guys want to hear it.
Yes, we do.
So a few years ago, sitting over at my in-laws playing cards, phone rings once. My mother-in-law picks up and, nope, sorry, got the wrong number. Hangs up, playing cards. A couple minutes later, the phone rings again. Nope, sorry, got the wrong number. We're like, who is it? Well, somebody's looking for so-and-so. We're like, oh, okay. Third time phone rings again, and mother-in-law picks up again, and she's like, hello, and nope, got the wrong number. And then they started to have at least a 15-minute conversation about this. And she's like, well, I hope, you get the right number this time, but, if you're bored, give us a call. We'll talk again. I'm just like, what?
Wow.
I got a great one if it involves my kids. I left my phone on with my son and my daughter so they can play YouTube or Roblox or whatever kids do on phones these days. But I was expecting a call from the bank back because I was trying to get a loan for my truck, right? And I told them that, and they forgot. And the lady called back, and they thought it was a spam call. And they're like, "F you, spam lady. We don't want your business. You need to F off and quit calling us." And I called the bank back because when I got back, I realized I had a missed call. And I called them back, and they're like, was that your kids that I was talking to? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, they weren't very nice. They were telling me to F off and this and that. I'm like, oh my God, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, I'm so sorry. They thought you were a spam call. Thankfully, it didn't affect me in the loan, though.
That's good. I can see your kids doing that too. Tim Hendricks says, "Holy shit, is that smack around Dave?"
Yeah. I don't have a cell phone, or a laptop, so I haven't been able to be on shows. But my son fell asleep early, so I snagged his phone.
It's only
There
fair.
you go.
All right, so we're coming up on 10 minutes left or so here. So we're going to play a game, and since there's 6 people here, this should be exciting. We are going to,
And one of them Dragon Viper, so it's always exciting.
right?
Yeah.
We're going to do everybody's favorite game. It's going to be trivia.
Yeah.
And this one actually, Mess Around killed at this
Playing
one.
Isaiah's role will be Dragon Viper.
I was gonna say, where's Isaiah when you need him?
No.
So this is going to be, I'm going to give you the lead singer, and you have to give me the band.
Okay.
Oh, God.
And to keep it easy, we're just going to go all rock music. It's going to be all rock.
Beautiful.
We won't mix it up just because that might be a little harder. Some genres for some people. So, who wants to go first?
We'll let the cousin go first.
Yeah,
So
go ahead. I'm
We're
ready.
gonna go first with Callan. All right, Callan, your lead singer is Zach De La Roca.
Rage Against the Machine.
Ooh, good one. All right. Well, that's one for Callan. So foreshadowing here, guys. I don't think you really stand a chance.
Yeah, I
Adam
could have
Rock.
guessed something.
Dragon Viper. We'll just go with you next. Dave Grohl.
Of course, you would ask me that. I saw his name earlier too. Dave Grohl. I know what band he's in.
I got you, Randy, if you don't know it.
I know it too.
Dave Grohl
It's not your favorite
is
group dancing.
no.
You want me to
I
say- you
I
got
couldn't
it?
even remember it earlier today. Go ahead.
Foo Fighters.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Foo Fighters.
Exactly.
He was the drummer for Nirvana.
He was the drummer for Nirvana. Yeah,
He was.
he
Yeah.
was. Let's see. So let's go to mess around. Mess around. Paul Westerberg.
Paul Westerberg.
Westerberg. Yes.
Jesus, you give me one I don't know. I'm not sure. That doesn't ring a bell.
Same. Doesn't ring a bell.
Anyone wanna steal?
No.
The Replacements.
Never heard of him.
Me neither.
Me either.
Oh.
Hey, it was just
Oh,
the
The
next one.
Replacements.
It was just the
Next
next one on
one.
the list.
They did the
No,
theme song for
It's
a
not
friend.
Shane. It's not Shane Falco. That's not what we're talking about.
They did the theme song for Friends, right?
Yes, they did the song for.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's
So that's
okay.
that's the Rembrandts.
Rembrandts. You're correct.
Good one.
Big B.
Pass.
Corey Glover.
Ooh, I think I know this one.
Oh, I do know that name too. I'm gonna pass. I'm not a rock guy.
Anyone?
Is it In Living Color?
Ooh, so close. Take the N out of that. It's Living
Oh,
Color.
it's Living Color. It's
Good
the
one, that's
CM Punk theme song. Cult
Good
of
one.
Personality.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. All right, Chris. I'm giving you
All right.
slow pitch meatball softball
Right down
pitch,
the middle.
right down the middle of the plate, because everyone else is going to know this, so everyone else is disqualified for this round. You have to get this.
Okay.
I bet you, by the way, that Mess Around's 12-year-old son knows who this is. So,
Okay.
Oh no, that's pressure, Chris.
No pressure.
Jerry Garcia.
No.
Ooh, that's easy.
Oh.
I'm trying to think.
Don't think too hard. You might miss it.
Grateful Dead.
I know the
Oh,
name, but
yeah.
I don't know.
You got it. You pulled it out.
Wow. Good job.
Woo!
Told you
Good
not to
job,
overthink it.
Chris.
Good job.
Hey.
All right, Callan. Next one on the list. Courtney Love.
Oh, I know this
Mm.
one.
Oh, what was their group?
Oh, wait, what was the name again? I'm sorry.
Courtney Love.
Kurt Cobain's
Uh,
music.
I don't know, but I'm still gonna guess. I'm gonna say the Runaways.
No. Dragon Viper.
Hole.
It's Hole.
Yep.
No.
Oh,
Hole. Yeah. That was the name of her band. All right.
Kurt Cobain's cover.
Dragon Viper, yours is Liam Gallagher.
Oh, I know that one.
Oasis.
Then what is it?
Oasis.
Oasis. Okay.
Wonderwall.
Yes. Wonderwall. All right, mess around. This one's gonna get you, I bet.
probably.
Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop. Jesus, you're right. That did get me. I know who he is, but I don't know what band he was in. I thought he was a solo guy.
Was it the I'm trying to think. Was it no. Nah. The Destroyers?
No.
No.
Anyone? No.
Pop. Iggy Pop.
The Stooges.
Ah,
Yeah, I would have got that. I thought he was a solo guy. He is now, isn't
Yes.
he? Yeah.
All right. Big B, here's your fastball pitch right down the middle.
Yeah.
Gwen Stefani.
Oh, come on. That's easy.
No diggity.
Yeah.
That's
It
good.
is too, but I know her more of just a
Come on,
solo.
bro. I just
See, I'm not a rock guy.
it's no
I'll go
doubt.
to Cal. It's no
Yeah,
doubt.
No doubt.
Oh,
no diggity.
Damn it.
I gave you a hint, bro. Come on.
oh,
Orange County Zone.
Yes.
yeah. No.
All right. Chris, I don't think you'll get this one, but
Yes.
everyone else will probably know this one. I bet Tim Hendricks will know this one.
Uh-huh.
Joe Strummer.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
In fact, Chris, I almost like if you would have pulled this out, I would have told you to go buy a lottery ticket tomorrow.
Who was the name? I'm sorry.
Joe Strummer, not drummer, Strummer. Anyone?
Clash.
The Clash.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is.
Never heard of the Clash?
No.
Oh my goodness. Rock the Casbah. Should I stay or should I go? Magnificent Seven.
Oh, I've
Especially
heard that one.
should I stay? Should I go?
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
That's,
yeah,
definitely,
yeah.
that's definitely their biggest song.
I know the song. I didn't know who sang it, though.
Oh.
Let's go, Callan. Grace Slick.
Never even heard of them, sadly.
Man, you're throwing out some names I've never even heard of.
I will say this one's an older band that I didn't even know who the lead singer was of this band. So I've
You
heard the
got me.
band. I've heard the band, but Grace Slick is the lead singer for Jefferson Airplane.
Hmm.
Huh. I wouldn't have
Never
known
heard of
that.
them.
You've never heard of Jefferson Airplane?
No, I've heard of the band. I just
Oh.
haven't heard of the singer or really any songs.
All right, this one's not fair. So we can't give you this one, Dragon Viper, because everyone in the world knows this one.
Is it Cobain?
No, it's Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh,
Black Sabbath.
Iron Man, or
Like everyone knows
Yeah,
who that one is.
like
So
that
we'll go with this one. Steve Perry.
Journey.
Hey, let's go.
I love that band.
Mess around. This one's yours.
All right.
Anthony Kiedis.
Come on, Dave.
Good Hot Chili Peppers.
Thank you. I was gonna say.
That was like a fastball right in the middle.
Yep, Red Hot Chili Peppers. All right, Big B. I don't
One of
know
my
if you'll get this
favorite
one.
bands.
You might though. Tom York.
Tom who?
York.
York.
I'm not gonna get that one.
Anyone?
The name.
Radiohead.
Yeah. Sound familiar.
Heard of him.
Yep.
Chris.
Yes.
You're gonna get one right down the middle of the plate, man.
Knock it out of the park, bud.
Okay.
So yours is Chester Bennington.
Oh, I know that one.
I do too.
Yeah, I've heard.
To give you a hint, committed suicide.
Lincoln Park.
Yes.
Yay! Good job.
It was Lincoln Park.
Wow.
Here's my hand. I hope you're out there.
You give me that one. I would have said the group from the movie Airheads.
All right, let's go one more round, and then we'll get final thoughts. Callan, yours is Ann Wilson.
Ann Wilson.
Oh.
I have no idea. Dave, who is it?
God, what's the name of that group?
Can I say it?
It's
No, take a nap.
go ahead, Dragon Market.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah,
Go
Hard.
for it.
it's Hart. Tim Hendricks got it too.
I knew it. I just couldn't. It wouldn't come to me.
Barracuda.
Dragon
Okay.
Viper. Rob Halford.
Rob Halford. Oh,
I guess some people pronounce it Halford, but it actually is Halford.
crap. Sounds familiar. I mean, Judas Priest.
It's Judas Priest.
Thought so. I knew his name before, but I couldn't remember.
Oh, come on. I can't believe it. Mess Around's going to get this one. Gosh dang it. I think my 7-year-old nephew could get this one. Jesus. Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder's Pearl Jam.
Yep.
Prison.
I think that Callan might have came
Yeah.
through my screen, strangled me.
Big B. David Lee
What?
Roth.
Van Halen.
Hey,
You got one.
Let's go.
Yep.
Well, here's something a little teaser for today's C2C Raycom. His birthday's on the 10th.
Nice.
Oh, well,
Wow.
that's good foreshadowing there.
Yeah.
Van
Chris,
Hager.
Chris, let's get you one more.
All right.
Haley Williams.
I feel like I've heard the name.
Oh, I guarantee you've heard this name.
I might know it if he doesn't get it, but I don't think it's right.
I think so too, but I'm probably wrong as well.
All
I
right,
don't
Chris, what you got? Nothing?
Nothing.
Go ahead, Callan, what you got?
Paramore.
That is correct, sir. It is Paramore.
Yep.
All right. We're going to keep that one around. I like doing that one. Next time we'll change it up. We'll do a different genre. We'll go like 50s doo-wop, just so that Big B has a chance.
Oh God. I'm gonna go over.
Chuck Berry.
I better study up my 50s doo-wop this week because not my style.
Yeah.
I'll
All right.
study up on that one. I'll get on my 8 tracks.
Even Tim Hendricks is like 50s doo-wop. Okay. All right. Big B, give us some final thoughts, man.
It's good to get on these shows. Good to get my sleep schedule back to normal so I can be on these shows. And hinted already twice in the last 2 hours. C2C Rank will be on tomorrow. with myself and Tim breaking down ranking, I should say, birthdays, certain days in October. For everybody that has a birthday in October, happy birthday.
All right, Chris.
Chris, you're on mute, bud.
Thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. Yeah, like BB said, CGC Raycom this week. Between the Ropes tomorrow. And check out all of our great shows this week.
Yeah, check them all out. And yeah, Chris, make sure you're not on mute, man, because
I know.
you're a great
I
color
forgot to hit
analyst,
the mute.
and
Thank you.
saying even less words probably isn't going to do much.
Old strategy, comments even pays off.
Let's go down to mess around.
Yo, it's been good to be back. I've missed the last few weeks. Hopefully I can snag my son's phone more often, be back on the shows until I get a phone. Always great to be on the show. It's one of my favorites. So, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's go to I Got Long Hair, I Hear Voices, and Dominique Can't Wrestle.
Dominic Mysterio.
Oh. Anyway, I'm glad to be on the
What you
show.
say doesn't matter what you said.
Okay, Adam. No, it's good to be on the show. It's good to be on every show I'm on because I really enjoy doing this. So it's like I said earlier on a different show that, I'm going to be on here more often, and especially with the way life has turned. So, yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? We just want to wish you welcome back, Dragon Viper. It's all in good fun. You're original. You're an OG as far as the show goes, so you're always welcome here. And now we get to everyone's favorite cousin of the Four Bros radio show. That is Mr. Callan McClurg.
I think that should be on the front of a shirt pretty soon. Everybody's favorite C2C cousin pretty soon at this rate. But no, thanks for letting me come on board again and help out and being with you guys. Like Brandon said about teasing stuff again, Press Row is coming back sometime soon. I've just been dealing with a lot of stuff with work, been having some teeth problems. I had to go in on emergency surgery on Wednesday, all day Wednesday last week. So I was not able to be with be on the program on Wednesday, Thursday, what have you. So, but thankfully, got one more hurdle to jump over with the surgery and stuff like that. But no, I'm doing good, and always nice to be able to come on board and help you guys out whenever you guys can. So, thanks again, as always.
Oh my God. Sorry, not you, Calvin. That was a horrible time to say that. But Tim Hendricks always chimes in at the exact right time. Or the worst time, if you want to say that. I've got teeth problems too, is what he
had
commented
teeth
there.
problems, he said.
I've had teeth problems, yeah. Teat. I think he meant teeth, but he left the H off. So
Yes.
Especially if you live in Massachusetts, you need to have those teeth removed.
yeah, so a little bit of a PSA. Just want to remind everyone, if you need, let's have a safe holiday, safe Halloween season. I know parties are coming up. Some people are going to parties this as early as this week. I like being scared sometimes, and if you want to scare me, I'm really, really scared of boobs. So I just want to throw that out there for anyone listening. Pictures of boobs really scare me, so please don't send them to my phone.
Any kind of boobs or?
Anyway, thanks for watching it and listening. Couldn't do it without you. Tim, thanks for being here. Jean Carlson, I saw she was here. We got Nathaniel McCourt was here. Greg at Gallino. Everyone that was here. Man, boobs. You know what? It doesn't matter. Boobs are boobs, man. In the words of Rodney Carrington, if you're a big old fat man, I'm a titty fan. So I'm just saying. It's not. It's
What a great song that is.
Oh man, it's such a great song. By the way. Anyway, we thank you for being here. For Big B, for Crispy Bacon, for Mess Around, for Dragon Viper, for everyone's favorite cousin named Callan McClurg. This is J Max signing off for the night. We'll see you all on the other side.
Dominic Mysterio.